Welcome to Sex Positive Gaming. I'm Annie, and today we're going to look at 14 games that focus on training. This is a mechanic where you use repetitive tasks or actions to help create your ideal waifu or husbando. This usually involves corruption, costumes, and a wide variety of flavor outcomes. This is a hugely popular flavor, so for this list I am focusing on modern Western style games with waifus. You will often find trainer games to also be parodies. Half of this list are parodies of individual or multiple franchises. Why is that so common? I think it's because with a parody, you're already very familiar with the character, their personality, and their story. A trainer type game allows you a greater degree of control than any fanfiction can give you. Many of us tend to develop and fixate on fandoms during our adolescence and early adulthood. Having a safe and non-judgmental way to explore that interest is really important for both our physical and mental health. First up is the Headmaster. This game is half college trainer and half Stanford prison experiment. But then I guess that was just a real-life college trainer. In this game, you recruit and train willing accomplices as you eventually solidify your power base and fully corrupt the island where your university is located. I mean, isn't training people how to think and act to serve society's oligarchs what college is all about? Well, if you're in the US, there's also the crippling debt. The Headmaster is available on PC, Mac, and Android for free on their Patreon and itch.io. Next up is Innocent Witches. I covered this Harry Potter themed parody game earlier this week and is one of the most gorgeous hand-drawn games on the market. The biggest drawbacks are the length of development and the limited number of sexual interactions. Check out my full review for this game available on PC, Mac, and Android for free on their Patreon. Next up is Wicked Rouge. In this game, you inherit a pleasure house and must upgrade your facilities and staff. I honestly don't know enough about the Edo time period or the history to say if this is an Oilan or a geisha trainer. Either way, there is a lot of training going on. This is a very stunning looking game, and the art, music, and story fit the aesthetic really well. This is a more micromanaging experience, but when has the Yakuza ever made running a business easy? Wicked Rouge is available on PC, Mac, and Android for free on their Patreon and itch.io. Next up are a pair of completed parody games from the developer X's Coming, Orange Trainer, and Paprika Trainer. I covered Orange Trainer earlier in Flavor Star Wars. This is an excellent story that uses lore from before the Disney acquisition and purge of the expanded universe. You know, back when Star Wars was allowed to be fun. Orange Trainer is available on PC and Mac for free on their Patreon. So, I had no idea what Totally Spies was. There are 3 things that are most responsible for the development of our sexual preferences: genetics, adolescence, and stress and trauma. I may cover this more in depth in the future, but the subject matter can be contentious. Anyways, I'm pretty sure the developer was watching the series as a teenager, and it made such a huge impact that we now have a fully completed trainer game 20 years after the cartoon premiered. I really enjoyed this game and got a major Persona vibe from it. I may do a full review later on after some of the planned expansions come out, but this is still an awesome completed game that I recommend to anyone who likes trainers, even if you are, like me, and completely unfamiliar with the source material. Paprika Trainer is available on PC and Mac for free on their Patreon. So I tried really hard not to rant about the mouse in Star Wars, so I'm not going to do it about our next game, Conquered Hearts. This is a parody of Kingdom Hearts that has so far, surprisingly, avoided a cease and desist from Disney and Square Enix. I mean, the fan-made Chrono Trigger remake, Chrono Resurrection, didn't get past Squeenix, so I'm not sure how this project has gone on for more than 2 years. I'm not complaining, I think all fan works make an IP stronger. I would see the only problem is if they have their own adult content game in development. Either way, everyone wins. Well, not Sephora, they can go to hell. So this has the potential to be a great game. Currently the content is spotty, the different art styles are jarring, and there are a lot of bugs. But the subject matter is the parody promised land. If the developers can complete this game, it can really be something special. Conquered Hearts is available on PC and Mac for free on their Patreon and itch.io. Next up is Gamezhub. This is a completed slice-of-life training game where you try to save your family marriage. This is honestly the most wholesome type of corruption that you can find in a trainer game. I know that may sound like an oxymoron, but it really does work if those are your flavors. The true ending is also one of the best I've seen in an adult content game. I literally laughed out loud. Spoilers. Headmaster is available on PC, Mac, and Android for free on their Patreon and itch.io. Another adorable completed trainer is My Little Angel. In this game, you play as a guardian angel looking after a young woman in college. It just so happens that you're actually a spy from hell, and well, I think you probably know where this is going. The art is great and really gets better as the game progresses. This is a Russian game and the English translation is a little rough, but I was still able to play. My Little Angel is available on PC, Mac, and Android for free on their Patreon. Next up are the 3 games by Akbar: Princess Trainer, Witch Trainer, and Star Channel 34. Now, for most people who like the trainer flavor, an Akbar game may have been their first experience. I'll be doing a full review of the Akbar games later this week. Princess Trainer is the first of the series and is a completed game where you are in a parody of Aladdin. You play as the genie and are tasked by Jafar to prepare Jasmine for their upcoming royal wedding. Witch Trainer is the sequel where the genie has been magically transported to Hogwarts and has replaced Dumbledore. I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's a way better plot than anything involving a time turner. Keep writing those fanfictions. The Cursed Child showed us all that anyone can succeed regardless of plot or talent. Anyways, this is a completed title where you have the option to train Hermione into the waifu of your dreams. Innocent Witches only exist because of this game, but I'm also going to link to the silver version of Witch Trainer that is still in development. It has way more content, costumes, and potential waifus. Star Channel 34 is the most recent of Akbar's games. It includes our heroines from the previous titles, as well as an assortment of new parody characters from Jak and Daxter, Halo, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, among others. Think of this as the Smash Brothers of adult content parody games. You control a space station that also broadcasts entertainment for the multiverse. If you want to increase your ratings, you're gonna need much more willing participants. All 4 of the games mentioned are available on PC, Mac, and Android, and I'll link to all the free versions on their Patreon pages and itch.io. And last, we have a pair of completed trainer titles from the developer Pyrgara. Sorry if I said that wrong. Soldier's Life and Corrupting the Priestess. In Soldier's Life, you are given the chance to save the kingdom while claiming your commanding general. This is a very dominance and submission experience combined with a strategy RPG. It actually works well if you enjoy these game mechanics. Corrupting the Priestess is a more text-focused training experience that was the first game made by the Mary development team. In it, you assign jobs and roles and is very similar to the classic trainer-type games that originally came out in Japan in the 80s and 90s. There are actually 3 other games in production currently that will be on the Patreon page I linked to that has all of the downloads for these titles available to play on both the PC and Mac. There you have it. There are so many games that use this flavor that I will be sure to revisit the topic later this year. I did take more of the modern Western developed games like I have in previous flavor lists. I eventually want to delve into some of the classic titles in this industry out of Japan, but there are issues with legitimate paths to acquire the games as well as some content concerns. Hopefully I'll find a way to solve these 2 problems in the future so that we can explore additional games, flavors, and experiences together. Let me know which games you're most excited about. What games did I miss that should be included the next time I cover this flavor? And special thanks to my Patreon patrons for helping me narrow down which games to cover and include. I do want to know what you think about my talking more in depth about why a flavor is popular and what makes up each flavor. I think it will help all of us understand other people's preferences and maybe even a little more about our own. Let me know your thoughts.